Hello everyone, welcome back to the LTM podcast powered by SLIPSTREAM Motorsports. We're your hosts Daniel and Alex, and today we have got our supercar preview. It's finally already, I should say, the Sydney Super Night weekend, which is crazy. It's only been 2 weeks. What's going on? Alex, how are you, mate?
Yeah, great. Yeah, it is a bit weird actually, isn't it? Usually you wait a month for a race, but in the month of July we have two.
That's it. And then literally we go back to having to wait a month for Tasmania. But we'll ignore the fact for now. But we're finally here. Obviously, can't wait. It's going to be awesome. It's first night race. It's the only night race of the year. I always love watching these supercars under the lights. I remember back in 2018, that's when they first did it at this track. Absolutely love it. So before we dive straight into the Sydney related stuff, let's quickly browse over what news has come out since Townsville, which is not a lot because it has only been 2 weeks. So starting off with probably the biggest one out of the lot is the triple eight new owners, which is rather interesting and quite funny because for a bit of context, Jess Dane owned 30% of the company, but now that she lives in the States and that she lives with Shane Van Gisbergen, she's now works for GM with their motorsport division. She has no time whatsoever for Triple Eight, so she has given up that share. And guess who took it? Earl Evans and Steve Blackmore, who, if you guys don't know who they are the owners, respectively, of Shaw & Partners and Southern Cross Truck Rentals, which, if that sounds familiar, maybe have a look at Erebus's cars last year.
Because it is familiar, just not on a Triple Eight.
Exactly.
Actually, it'd be interesting to see if those two brands will be on the Red Bull. Maybe not this year, but next year perhaps.
Well, Jordan here, because I've been with him and I've been messaging about it. He says, do you think Triple Eight will get a new name? Because obviously at the moment it's Red Bull Ampol Racing, but Ampol I don't think has renewed their contract for next year at least. So could we maybe see a new name or see just Red Bull Racing? But you know what I want to ask you as well. Could we see two very different liveries next year? One with Shaw & Partners, one with Southern Cross Truck Rentals.
Well, they've still got Red Bull on them.
You're still Red Bull, but like might look slightly different.
Maybe. I don't know. Like where the Ampol is above the fuel tank, fuel bowser area, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I doubt it. I don't know. Has Red Bull still got their contract with them? They got a long term deal, don't they?
Yeah, about another 2 years, I think. I reckon.
Yeah,
from memory.
So, well, I'm sure they're not the exact same right now because I'm pretty sure Will does have Shaw & Partners on his somewhere. But yeah, no, I think that was pretty similar.
Yeah. Well, that deal actually came arise when Will Brown went to NASCAR. He actually, the actual conversation started with Roland Dane and you know those guys when they went with Will during that weekend, and the deal was done there. And fantastic! I'm happy to hear about that because they're two fantastic companies. Of course, you know, they have showed their support with Erebus, for example, with Will especially, and Will probably certainly had a lot of help with carrying that over to Triple Eight. No, fantastic and kind of ironic and kind of a humorous moment that it was once on Erebus. Now Red Bull have claimed Erebus as sponsor, as everyone else, unfortunately. But
yeah.
But no, it's fantastic news, and I'm very curious to see if it does have an effect on next year's cars, like livery-wise, name-wise, etc. But or even this year, even who knows? We might see something because obviously they own it now, so they might make a change. Who knows? But in terms of the rest of the ownership, Jamie Whincup still holds his, and he's still did what Roland Dane once did. And Tony Quinn still owns 40% of the company as well. And this is the first time in Triple Eight's history that it's hasn't got a single Dane ownership, which is quite surreal.
Yeah, right. Because 30 Whincup, 40 Quinn, and now 30 these two.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
as far as I'm aware. So, yeah, so history stuff here at the moment. But next up, we've got... now, the rest isn't anywhere near as big as that. We've got
I
Topor.
don't know. The comment section says otherwise, but that's all right.
What's the comment section saying? Hang on.
Well, not this news. Get to the next one.
Oh, Topor.
No, keep going. Don't worry about it.
Okay, you tell me when we get to it. Then,
All right.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Alex is holding in some very interesting data. So let's get cracking. Topor has been locked in for the 11th to the 13th of April 2025. Of course, they had a multi-year deal, I think, originally. But I wonder if we might see them go to Highlands, or that's literally the only other New Zealand track I know, to be honest. So maybe we might see a double header. That would be cool. Make more sense doing it that way. Of course, we might also have a three-way Enduro Cup again, like we used to, with Sandown, The Bend, and Bathurst. That would be rather cool. But yeah, that's all we know for the calendar at the moment. Oh, and the Sydney Super Night might be round 1 next year as well. Alex is very excited about that. Hey, it's better than Bathurst. I'd rather them go there than Bathurst, to be honest with you.
To me, I'm not a huge fan of Sydney Motorsport Park, as in as the event. I don't know. It's just I think what ruined it for me is when I think 2021 or 2020 they had the first 6 races. Yeah, they had the first 6 or 7 races there.
Yeah, just
killed it for me. I'm not excited as the other rounds. I don't know, but
fair enough. You got a point there.
It's not. It is an entertaining track, I guess. So I shouldn't be too harsh about it. But I don't know.
See,
it's not as exciting as
at least
Adelaide.
It's nighttime. No, exactly, and
true.
But at least they're not going to Bathurst, because obviously New South Wales has that deal, that agreement that they will host the opener. Unfortunately, that Newcastle track that we hinted at ages ago. Nothing's been said about that. But who knows? That might come
2026. Yeah.
In that case, we might have 2 new street circuits. Who knows? See what happens. But yeah, I'd rather that than Bathurst, because I don't like them going to Bathurst when it's not the Enduro.
Agreed.
Just doesn't feel the same. Lucas, first off, Bryce here, end of a very successful era for the Danes. Yep, that's exactly right. They've definitely had a fantastic career at AAA, that's for sure. Lucas, do you guys reckon the calendar will be released on the Gold Coast 500 weekend? Now is that September? That's October. So, do we have any racing? Oh yeah, I forgot.
Hang on, I'll get it up.
Because we've got Tasmania. Problem is, they're too far away. I try to work out what's what. We've got Tasmania, Sandown, Bathurst, Gold Coast. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm back at it. And then Adelaide. Correct. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe in Bathurst even we might get one. Or
there's actually 2 races in October.
Ooh. I highly reckon that we would. Yeah, I would love to see more night races for sure. Gold Coast Street Circuit night race, that would be fancy. Perth, I think we made a point ages ago about Perth having a night race. And thanks for the follow, Lucas, by the way, mate. Appreciate it. Because they did it back in 2019, I think, something like that.
Night race
for Perth, yeah. But the problem with that,
the problem is they're gonna have the new street circuit. So
yeah. But I meant time zone wise, because obviously they're 2 hours behind. They're going to be quite late here.
Right, yeah.
That's my only concern with it. Otherwise, I'm all for night racing. That's just a concern that I have. But we'll see what happens. I'm not complaining, but yeah, that Perth circuit is sounding pretty good so far as well. By the way, that street circuit. Next up, we've got Walkinshaw Andretti United. They've got a very striking. Is this it? Is this what? Okay, this is the one.
Well, Alex. The group, the chat was going off about WAU before the stream started.
Yeah.
I just assumed this would be the most important one.
Yeah, this is the greatest news of all. No, not really. Out of all of them. They revealed a very nice looking livery. It is all black with a hint of blue and orange and gold as well, especially because it's the 50th anniversary of Mobile One, but also a very similar looking sponsor, Pegasus, is returning to the Walkinshaw brand after its last appearance in '99. Back, obviously, that's when Mark Scaife and Craig Lowndes drove the squad to victory, with Craig, I think, winning the championship that year. So yeah, Pegasus is returning. Hopefully, obviously Walkinshaw is starting to go back where they once were, at the front. They've had a really good year so far, especially last weekend. They showed quite a lot of pace. But that car looks amazing. It's going to look sexy at night time, and I'm glad that they kept the black. That's for sure, because we were talking about it before. Yeah.
You know what would be icing on top of the cake?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they've done this before, but if they have neon lights underneath.
Wow. Oh my god, yes. I'm sure that
blue,
will happen, right?
Blue and orange. I reckon every car should have it, because there's some cars that just don't look good in the night. Like, for example, Cam Waters' car is almost not even visible.
Can't even see it. Yeah, no. They should make the green Neo. Wait.
They should reverse it. Yes.
Yeah. That would be
Make it green, and then the monster logo black. Yeah. Yes, good thinking. Do that.
Or they should just take an opportunity to even just market or promote a different flavor of monster, like NASCAR do, where they spice up their liveries with different looking monsters. Cool. That would be cool, just to change it up a bit, instead of just the plain black. I love the black, but at night time it's a bit tricky.
Well, unfortunately, the Cam Waters car is going on a similar trajectory as the Show of E-Power team had been for the last almost 10 years.
It's probably the same amount of time, I reckon.
Well, yeah.
Pretty much. Well, 2016 is when he joined that team full time with that monster car, and it's literally looked identical since then.
Yeah, good point.
Do you know what I really miss? Do you remember when Triple Eight had a monster car in the Super 2 category with Scott Pye?
No.
Yeah. If you Google Scott Pye Super 2, it looks quite nice. I had, I think, green wheels as well. Andrew Thompson drove that as well back in the day as well. I remember it just had a bit more green than the black. It looked quite nice, in my opinion. That and Nick Percat's car as well back then. They looked quite nice.
Oh, he did too.
There you go.
Yeah, 2012,
yeah. Oh, he had Monster Zero on it, but not, yeah. Yeah, no. Thing is with Monster Zero, it's the exact same looking can. It's just got the big green rectangle at the bottom. Yeah, J-Dub was also sponsored by Monster. I always remember his helmet. As well, he had a nice Monster helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like they can do so much more to that car. But I don't know if it's up to maybe Monster, like, pulling the strings, because obviously the NASCAR versions of the Monster cars are quite similar to that as well. So who knows?
Now, is that all the news that you have?
I've got one more. One more. Do you have one?
I have some, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll quickly get this one out of the way before we get carried into Alex's chat.
It's very exciting.
Oh, I'm very intrigued. There will be, by the way, a livery reveal tomorrow night at 5 p.m. For Lockie Dalton's wildcard livery.
Oh, yeah.
So stay tuned for that. I'll be covering it on TikTok.
Oh, my God. By the way, hang on. Before we move on, if you go on the team's site, on the Supercars website, you know how they have all the cars liveries?
Yeah.
Just saying, if Walkinshaw run black wheels at any time this weekend,
I've got to look at this. I've got to look at this.
It looks incredible.
I've got to look at this.
Go check that out, everyone. Oh my God. They have black wheels on no, they don't. They have black wheels even on the shell cars, which by the looks of things are going back to normal.
Yeah. Woo!
Wow. Yeah, I know, right?
Damn.
That is a good looking car.
Damn.
That might be the best on the grid.
That looks
I'm not even kidding.
yeah, the
I've
Dalton
always said
livery.
every race car needs black wheels.
The Dalton livery does look a bit plain. Looks very similar to their Super 2 car. But I wasn't expecting too much of them. I don't hate it though. Anyway, to be honest.
Right.
Now before we get into whatever Alex was going to say, there's a tyre test happening. Of course, they had their first tyre test for next year. With the Dunlop, new Dunlop tyres for next year. They tested at Queensland Raceway a little while back. They will in fact be doing it once again after Friday's practice session, which is strange. We were talking about this before. It's strange that they're doing a 30-minute session after a 90-minute session to test the tyres. And Cam Waters, Brodie Kostecki, Andre Heimgartner, and Richie Stanaway will be the ones taking care of that. I think I've missed someone as well. Can't remember. But they will be the ones doing the tyre tests for the extra half hour. I think Alex and I were talking about it before. I don't think they'll be showing it on TV. I think it's just a standard test session, so like they won't really show it. Plus, I think footy's on too, to be honest. I don't know how they go with that, whether it affects them or not. But
to be brutally honest, they have a 90-minute practice session. I don't think you really need to bother having an extra 30 minutes.
No, you're not going to miss.
TV.
You're not going to miss anything.
They'll lose a few viewers, I reckon.
Probably. Well, technically, that's a 2-hour session for them, which is insane. But yeah, so that will be happening. I reckon anyway, it's just to test the conditions under nighttime or something. I don't know. Is that extra practice for some cars? Technically, you're not wrong there. But Mad Dog, welcome, mate. How you going, buddy? Sometimes I wonder if Supercars know what a test weekend is. No idea, mate. They probably have no clue.
All right, I'm pretty sure Peter Adderton will have something to say about it.
Oh, Alex, is this a hint of what you're going to do?
No.
Oh, okay. But with that being said, though, Alex, please do enlighten us with your Alex Tales. With my
well, I'm just going through the Supercars website, and I'm like, there's some extra news here that's pretty good. First of all, not the exciting one that I'm getting hyped up over, which is going to be, you'll see later. Tanner's going to be in a Porsche. That'll be cool.
Oh yeah, that's going to be cool. I forgot about that.
Swapping the microphone for steering wheel. With the Grove team, so they're bringing out last year's car and chucking them in as a wild card. So that'll be cool.
That'll be really cool.
Now, have you seen this news? Have you seen it?
I probably haven't until you tell me.
Well,
drum roll, everyone.
Did you know that this week's recovery vehicles are hybrid?
Oh yeah,
it's amazing. And the bed no longer will just go like that. It will go completely flat to the floor.
That's actually
it's genius.
It's surprising it took them that long.
I don't know why I'm so happy about it.
I've never seen someone so excited about a hybrid.
Yeah, true. But like, it's cool that it goes flat to the floor. It'll be embarrassing though.
Bryce, anyway, back to the WH.
Yeah.
It's back to the studio.
It'd be embarrassing if it runs out of power.
Yeah, well, I did make a joke about that on TikTok. I was like, maybe the recovery vehicle needs a recovery vehicle for it.
Yeah, well, it's got 2 batteries in the photo, so it should be all right.
I wonder, I hope they're probably hoping that they don't have to recover too much because they use probably half their power just trying to pick up a car. But no,
yeah, I must admit, the hybrid part of it doesn't really interest me at all.
It's
but
the fact
flat
that
bed, oh my god, the flat bed bit, not fat, the flat bed bit is very intriguing to me.
Well, I like that idea because I remember last year, Adelaide 500, I was there when Cam Hill crashed at turn 8.
Mm-hmm.
And just hearing that thing trying to go back on the flatbed just hurt my ears. So
the scrape.
Oh, so this is fantastic.
See, Bryce has worked out. It's actually good news.
Yeah, it's fantastic news.
Hyped up on it. Get on it.
Has anywhere else done this, by the way, or are we the first to do that?
The only problem I would ever see it being an issue is it's very long when it's flat on the floor. Like it's almost double the length. So like I'm assuming at a track like, or even Adelaide, for example, if a car's, angled in a weird way, you probably won't be able to get this thing flat to the floor. Obviously, I'm sure you can actually use it not flat to the floor, just like a regular one.
Mm.
But yeah, it'd be nice to actually let's. I reckon we should place a prediction on which supercar would be first on that track. We should do
I
that.
got two. I got two. Brody Kostecki,
Does it come to mind?
because
Yeah,
his
probably.
Erebus car has not had much luck, or Jackson Evans.
Jackson Evans.
I don't know. He might have a car fault or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, who do I reckon? You
I,
know, it's really sad to say, but every time I think of we do a prediction on who's gonna have a bad weekend, I immediately think Brad Jones Racing.
yeah, that's true. What was the question?
Um,
Who will be on the flatbed first? Basically.
yeah,
By the way, Fuji Zoom, how you going, mate? It's good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while too. So glad you are in the stream. And Lucas, if those who have the extra practice, any good on the weekend, the media will have a field day. Yeah, literally.
yeah, probably.
But
Um,
Jordan, by the way, Jordan, he made a good point because I hinted about this as well for the grid predictions I made today. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. I uploaded my 2025 grid predictions for next year. Obviously, that is 2025. I don't know why I repeated that, but Brad Jones Racing, I hinted at the theory of maybe they dropping down to 2 cars. I don't think it's going to happen, but the idea of it. Jordan, because I was talking to him as well off air about it as well. Yeah, I think I put down Macaulay Jones and Declan Fraser for BJR next year if they drop down to 2. But if not, then they're going to keep it as they are.
no, so not Andre Heimgartner.
No, I reckon, Andre will go to Team 18 to replace Frosty or Reynolds. That was my theory, because they're not going to get rid of Jones. He's the Lance Stroll of supercars. They're not going to get rid of him. So that otherwise I would put Heimgartner and Fraser. Those are the 2 drivers I would put there. But they're not going to get rid of Jones. It's tricky.
Anyway, the Cooper Murray glitch on the driver standings is back. He's 21st. Anyway,
good work for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon it could be. I always think BJR. Someone agreed with me in the comments, but I don't know. One of the BJR cars will be in the flatbed.
Yeah, Bryce. That's what I mean. I don't think they will, because they're a big family. I don't see them dropping down. Plus, Forward and brings in sponsorship money with middies, and then the SCT logistics.
You would never get rid of SCT logistics.
It's silly.
We've had this chat before.
Exactly. They've got the money. They've got the sponsor money, so they're not going to be silly with it.
So do you reckon Jackson Evans is going to be here next year? I don't think he's going to bother.
Well, I reckon he has more of a chance than Bryce Forward, to be honest.
Yeah, but the problem is, he's really good at GT racing. Obviously, he's only been in 1 year, but still, it's a bit. It's not down for me.
I'm on the fence.
He does like Le Mans and Spa 24, and you come here and you're racing.
You reckon he's downgrading coming here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like, he's about to race at Simmons Plains.
And his brother is in Formula E.
Yeah, when he himself could race probably anywhere in the world.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. He definitely, if that car was better, he would have been definitely up there. But yeah, I see your point. Evans is doing both.
Yeah, I know he's doing both, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think he's doing too much. I looked at his Instagram when he signed with BJR, and I'm like, how are you gonna fit this in? So yeah, whatever. But it's good to see there's a big name in the category. It's just a shame that he's down there.
Jordan here I would put Forward at Erebus. I'm not. See, I mentioned it on my predictions. I don't think Forward has really proven himself in the main game. He did very well in Super 2, but he just hasn't been anywhere since he joined in 2020.
I think that the problem for Erebus is going to be who's going to want to go there.
I know who.
Yeah, you know, I know who too.
Todd Hazelwood.
Yeah, well,
He says yes to anything.
true.
But the point I made on the predictions was that he is quite similar on pace with Jack LeBrock. So you're guaranteed you'll get good results if you've got those two together instead of risking it. For example, Job Stewart, he's of course part of the academy, but I don't think he will be ready yet. That's my guess anyway. See what happens. But Brody won't be there. He won't be there.
Yeah, that was my big news.
Oh,
Flatbed hybrid.
Fantastic news. That was anticipation. No, I really like that. I really like that though. It's actually, I'm surprised it took them this long to get to design or think of.
Making its debut.
Bryce, by the way, just wants to point out you can never do too much racing, Alex.
No, ask every NASCAR driver ever.
Exactly.
They'll tell you that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, Boris.
Peter Camaro, what are you on about, mate? Not too sure. You've just Red Bull, Ampol, and then Newcastle. Bryce, if Erebus needs a driver, I'll go there for you. Yeah, all right, cool. We can take turns if you want. Lindsay, how you going, mate? Welcome. This is just our Supercars podcast. We're doing well. Hope you're doing well, mate. And with that being said, that's all the news. That's it. That's bing, bang, bong. So let's get straight into what... I don't know what that was. Ignore that. Let's get straight into the weekend, or what to expect. Obviously, Sydney Motorsport Park, Eastern Creek. It's always a fantastic, fast-flowing racetrack. 3.9 kilometre circuit. 251 lap races this weekend with 2 top 10 shootouts. And I think it's a soft tyre round. They don't like telling us what's what. They only told us at the beginning of the year and now everyone's forgotten. But I reckon it's a soft tyre round. But in terms of support categories, we've got quite a good list here. We've got the sports sedans. They're going to be there. The 86 series, of course, we saw them in Townsville. They're going to be there as well. The Carrera Cup series, the Porsche Carrera Cup, will obviously be there. They weren't there in Townsville. It was actually the Super Cup, or whatever you call it, the development series was in Townsville.
Yeah, the lower category.
That's right. So we've got the main one with us. TCM also makes an appearance.
It was the Sprint Challenge.
Sprint Challenge, that's right. Or the Wall Rider, depending on...
or the flip and do a barrel roll against the wall category. Yeah.
And last but not least, we've got the V8 Super Utes as well, which you guys actually spoke to Adrian Cottrell, which will be for an interview. So that will be coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I had a good look at that. It was quite good. So well done. Pat in the back, Alex. Well done. But no, they're racing this weekend. It's going to be cool. Of course, night racing, as we said, it's going to be exciting. That's for sure. Hopefully, see, last year, actually, in saying that, it was a controversial weekend. Because if you remember that Shane Van Gisbergen interview with Dale Earnhardt, he complained so much about... Yeah, he complained so much about that Sydney race last year.
Well, it's the whole reason he's in America.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's that's fine. Yeah. Look. It might be interesting. It might be different this time around. Who knows? Of course, the aero has changed. The PSI has changed since then as well. I think they're in the right direction at the moment to making it more usable, the tyre. But we'll see what happens. Having a quick look at the schedule. Alex, would you like to do this, or you haven't spoken for a while? So
sure, I can. No worries. Now mine's in Adelaide time, so I have to add half an hour to all these. 5 p.m. is the first and only practice session, which goes for an hour and a half. Fall asleep doing that. 5 p.m. on Friday. We don't like 90-minute practice sessions here on LTM. Then Saturday, 2:20 p.m. That's Adelaide. Hang on, 2:50 p.m. Sydney time is qualifying for the race. Top 10 shootout is then at 4:55. And then 7:35 is the race on Saturday. And just clarifying from a comment that it is the only night race for the weekend, not both.
We do have a sunset
Uh,
race on the Sunday or something like that.
well, I've actually no. I thought it started at 5 odd. It only starts at. Well, I'll get to it in a
4.
sec.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, qualifying for the Sunday race is at 12:05, and the top 10 shootout is at 1:40 p.m. And the race, like we were about to say, starts at 4:05 p.m. So I think it'll end with a lot of sunlight.
But still, that's better than last year where they started around midday. Still nicer. But yeah, Woodsy here with this weekend will be as entertaining as watching my colonoscopy on a replay backwards. That's comment of the year, I reckon. Yeah, see, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, the action, hopefully, it is exciting. See what happens. I always love night racing anyway. I just love the look of it. Excitement-wise, who knows? See what happens. We could be surprised. Maybe it might be more exciting than your colonoscopy. But I can't do a serious face after that one. But in saying that, we do have a exciting battle for the front, though. If we go anything from Townsville, of course, Red Bull will be looking at having a better weekend than they did, which I reckon they will, because normally they're good at Townsville, so that was a bit bizarre. They just weren't anywhere whatsoever. So Sydney Motorsport Park, hopefully they're a bit better. Tickford, though, hopefully they'll be looking to trying to maintain that speed and pace from Townsville. Walkinshaw as well. So who knows? We might have a 4-way fight. Thomas Randall as well. We pointed him out in the review last week, which is crazy to say because last week was literally the event. That's bizarre. Yeah, last week was the review. Thomas Randall travelled to the UK. He got some training done. He met up with I can't remember his name, but he is a driver trainer. He also went to a wedding, and he came back. So hopefully he's all nice and ready for this weekend, and he's learnt quite a lot. And Supercars Talk, if you watch him, he actually made a point. Last time he went there to do some training, he actually was quite good when he came back. So we might, who knows if we might see something similar. Woodsy here, I'm glad I got a laugh. Feel for my family when the colonoscopy was aired and my kids, holy moly. Holy moly granola. Yeah, no, that was interesting.
It wasn't a very holy, it was a holy communion.
Wow, fantastic. Love it. But
Come on, that was funny.
That was funny. That was good. I'm still just his first comment only, earlier, just I'm still processing that. But yeah, Alex, have you
Which just got me
even had corn and spring? Come on, mate. All right. Before we lose you, Alex, apparently the YouTube stream might be playing up. I'm not too sure. All I see is a red bar. The internet has been a bit weird tonight, so I do apologise about that. Alex, who do you reckon is who's your predictions for this weekend, or who to look out for?
Well, I've written 2 names, and I've quickly looked at the results from last year. Of the race, obviously we had Shane win one of the races, and Brody, which we're assuming neither of those are going to win. I've put down Mostert and Will Brown as potential winners. Not in that order, or potentially that order, but
could be that order.
Could be that order.
Well, this is the track that Will Brown won his first supercar race.
Well, that's why I put him down, but also he got a podium last year, and so did Chaz, and I'm thinking without Shane there, either one of those could win. So
that's a very good point. Plus, Brody, hasn't got the fastest car this year. Also, Lidsville, thanks for the GG, the TikTok gift. We do appreciate it, mate. You're always a great supporter. And if you're watching on YouTube, I didn't say this before, but we do the podcast live now. So if you want to, be sure to check out social media to stay up to date when we do live streams. Then you can ask questions and also be featured in the podcast, like I said. Plus, at the end of the stream, we'll be doing a Q&A afterwards, exclusively to TikTok as well. Cheeky plug there. Burgo Media on YouTube says hi. Hey, mate, how you going? Hope you're doing well. Hope the stream is behaving for you. We've got 9
It is.
people on TikTok at the moment, which is fantastic. Bryce says he might watch paint dry while the Sunday race is on. Bryce, let me know which colour wins. I'm very curious to see which paint dries quicker. Woodsy, I'll wait for my invitee for the next podcast as a fellow racer myself. Yeah, sick. Nice, man. We'll get you on. Lidsville, I reckon Brown will win the championship this year. Yeah, no doubt, mate. We keep saying it. Will Brown? Well, in my opinion, anyway.
I don't know.
I'm locking in Will Brown still.
Caleb's here. Welcome. Talked to him last week.
Hey.
Made sure I saw his name.
Caleb, how you going, mate?
Going on. No, I don't think Will Brown is the clear favourite anymore. I think he is still a favourite, of course, but I don't know. That gap's got really small after Townsville. Potentially the championship league could change this weekend.
Anything can happen.
6-point gap.
Anything can happen. Right.
Look, I also agree with Bryce. But
for racing, it is.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't know about the championship anymore, man.
I'm gonna still lock in Will Brown because that drive Saturday, Townsville. He started behind Feeney and climbed his way up to third. That's what's convincing me. Plus, he has never Brock Feeney dominated Darwin, but he didn't quite dominate. Will Brown was pretty much right behind him. So it's going to be very close, that's for sure. But Townsville certainly didn't help Will at all because they're 78 points now. I think is the gap. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Yeah. Burgo says Will Brown will win the championship. Guys, let us know, by the way, who you reckon will win the championship. I know a couple of people have said it, but spam in the chat who you reckon will be the one. Shag, I think Brody or Chaz could have it. Hang on. I think Brooke or Chaz could have it. Hang on. Brock. Never mind. I'm pretty sure that's Brock.
Brock.
Yeah, because no way for Brody. I think it comes down to Adelaide. I hope so, because we'll be there. That'll be rather exciting. It did come down to Adelaide last year, only for it to end on the lap 1 Saturday when Will Brown crashed Gizzy out.
Fine by me. Wasn't changed.
Brock Feeney, Zach says. Jordan thinks Will Brown. Shag thinks Brock Feeney. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting for sure. Bryce says, hands down, Macaulay Jones will win. Definitely. Lidsville, we are very much going to the Adelaide race. Definitely, mate. It's going to be a cracker for sure. I haven't even told my predictions this weekend. I reckon Chaz will carry that speed on from because as simple as it is, I do like your idea with Mostert and Brown. I think they're going to be really hard to beat. But I reckon Randall could maybe get his first win this weekend, maybe, I reckon.
So, Jordan's written a comment that you're going to love.
Yep. We can end the championship here. Jack Smith wins the championship. I did say he was going to replace Kostecki at Erebus as well. He's the GOAT. No one can tell me otherwise. I didn't personally watch WEC, unfortunately. Did you, Alex?
No.
Okay. Caleb Stanaway here says, would like to see Chaz have a crack at it, but I reckon one of the Red Bulls will have it. Yeah, I reckon too. I reckon next year, Chaz might be able to claim it from them, but who knows? We've still got heaps of racing left. Of course, Bathurst, the big 300 points. As well. So anything can happen. Maybe Jack Smith can join now and win Bathurst and then take the title. See what happens. But Rice, before we wrap this up, hang on. First off, Woodsy, I think we need a Mazepin wildcard at Bathurst. Imagine a wildcard appearance for Mazepin and Smith. That'll be interesting. Bryce here, though, for real. He says, I think...
literally took the idea out of my head.
What?
I was about to say, and Jack Smith would be Mazepin's teammate. Oh, my God.
Great minds think alike.
We're all thinking stupid as each other.
Bryce here made a good point. I think Ryan Wood will win the Adelaide 500. Wouldn't that be something? That would be special because, of course.
Well, we had a Kiwi rookie win last year.
Yeah, no, but if you go back to 22, Brock Feeney won his first ever race in Adelaide. Matt Payne won his first ever race in Adelaide. Ryan Wood could potentially win his first race in Adelaide. How cool would that be?
Could be 3 in a row. 3 rookie last race wins.
And they're technically Adelaide 500 champions because the Sunday race is whoever wins that is the champion for that.
Yep. So this video has just turned into the Adelaide 500 preview.
Which we'll be at again if we haven't mentioned that before. Thoughts on the 12-hour and its gain in popularity? I love the 12-hour. It actually starts end of January this year, which is bizarre. But next year, sorry. But I always love it. Bathurst is always fun there. Lisville says, yeah, Bathurst can definitely shake the championship. Yeah, definitely. Shag, Feeney P1, Chaz P2 in the 1000. Feeney needs redemption for Bathurst last year, that's for sure.
Yeah, but he's got Wink Up as his teammate.
We try not to mention that. Maybe he can jump out halfway and get Cole Larson the hop in. So technically it doesn't count. So the Wink Up bad luck stays. No, he needs redemption, that's for sure. That was pure heartbreak. But any final thoughts of the Sydney preview, Alex, before we wrap that up and dive straight into our Q&A on TikTok?
It's been a while since we talked about Sydney. Now, I think obviously we've got our prediction of the race wins and also who's going to be back on the hybrid truck. I can't wait for that to go out on track.
You're
I'm going to mention
so excited by it.
It's so cool.
Just a quick thing. Shag, is SVG going to the 1000? No, he's not, mate. I don't think so. He was hoping to, but he's not, unfortunately. And then last but not least, Lidsville would be good to see an F1 driver or NASCAR driver in the Bathurst. That would be cool. Of course, we saw Alex Rossi and Edgecliffe.
Isn't there rumours that there could be a NASCAR driver come to Adelaide?
Kyle Busch, yeah. A guy who gets involved in a lot of accidents.
Yeah. Need to bring a punching bag that weekend.
Yeah. Hudson here, Team 18 podium this weekend would be nice to see. Yeah, it would. I reckon they might be able to do it. It would be interesting. David Reynolds, yeah, he can do it. Get it done. But we'll have to wait and see. But on that note, guys, for those watching on the live stream at the moment, if you're on TikTok, stay tuned because when this podcast wraps up, we'll be doing a Q&A at the end, which is sort of what this is turning into now. So I'll sort of wrap it up now. But
halfway there.
Hey,
we're already halfway there.
Yeah, we're already halfway there. Especially with the Mazepin stuff. We're going off topic here, so that's why we should get straight into the Q&A. But if you guys like this, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and follow if you haven't yet, whether you're listening or watching on Spotify or YouTube. Hit the ding-dong bell to get notified anytime we upload a video as well. Stay tuned for this week as well. As I said, we have an interview with Adrian Cottrell, the V8 Super Ute driver, coming out tomorrow as well. So stay tuned for that. Put up the Supercar predictions as well. That's already up and now. And, there's heaps more content coming our way this week. But excited for the race weekend and stay tuned for next week when, of course, we'll be doing our live review and the F1 review as well. So thanks, everyone who has been watching tonight. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your evening and week and enjoy your weekend. And we'll catch you next week. Bye for now.
See ya.